Seems to get better year in and year out, right, with this guy, doesn't it?
He's an absolutely terrific coach. Understands exactly who he is and how he wins. He recruits to his system. And let's face it, Mike, this is one of the most experienced teams in all of college basketball, St. Bonaventure. On the other hand, Mike Rhodes, he has done a great job bringing havoc back to VCU. They'll play 11 guys, double-figure minutes. They'll try to speed the tempo of this game up. They will be relentless defensively.
They've went to 2 of the last 3 NCAA tournaments under his leadership. His 5th year now. 2019 with the tournament. His 2nd season as head coach. Was there as an assistant for a long time there under Shaka Smart as well, and has got VCU back challenging again for the top spot in the A-10. They're tied with Davidson right now, 3-0 in the league. And Davidson plays later tonight at a huge game at Richmond. That's at 9 o'clock Eastern over on ESPNU.
Really nice job, St. Bonaventure, handling that blitz or double teaming the ball screen. Did a good job of reversing the ball, got a good look.
Quickly to the hole is Keyshawn Curry, and VCU on the board first here tonight from Olean, New York. Here's your starting 5 for the Bonnies, and we were joking, Seth, there is no real rotation because it's really all 5 of these guys for the most part, right?
These guys have been together a long time, won a lot of games, really understand how to play and have great trust. And that first VCU possession in transition, that is the Ace Baldwin effect. What do I mean by that? With him on the court, they score 14 more points a game. He was out the first 8 games. Since he's been back, it's a different VCU team. Better in transition. He is a shot creator.
Vince Williams for VCU and their starting 5. He's going to fill up the stat sheet. Guy does a little bit of everything. Keep an eye on him tonight, number 10. As the Bonnies inbound underneath the basket with Lofton.
Special situations underneath side. First play of the game, first play of the half. Mark Schmidt very, very good in special situations.
Here's Holmes, dumps it into Oshunyi, and it's back out to Holmes. Shot clock's at 3. Lofton hoists it up, and it's a violation here.
Not the start Mark Schmidt exactly wanted. The pressure of VCU just getting St. Bonaventure a little bit out of sync. They're going to have to settle in. They can't simulate this type of pressure in their practice sessions.
VCU throws it away. Seth, St. Bonaventure was off for 25 days dealing with COVID, and games were postponed and moved. Then they go back and they play LaSalle the other night earlier this week. They won 80-76 in overtime. How tough is it coming back after a long layoff like that in the middle of the season?
Mike, it takes time to settle into a game. I mean, you got to settle into a game. You got to get to that game speed. Again, you're talking about a St. Bonaventure team because of their lack of depth, because they don't have a full team to practice against, right? They don't get a chance to play at full speed, especially against the size and the athleticism of VCU.
Great job sticking with it that time was Attaway. We're tied at 2. 2 minutes gone by in the first half.
Yeah, Attaway's really a small forward play in the 4 spot. Relentless rebounder, a matchup problem.
There's Ace Baldwin, number 1 for VCU. They had to deal with him for some time this season as he was injured. Jumper's good.
And Mark Schmidt talked about what do you have to do offensively against the VCU pressure. Sometimes you're going to have longer possessions because you've got to probe the defense and move the defense.
Attaway comes back for a 3 for St. Bonaventure.
Attaway has played very well in this game. Now, last year he had 2 of his highest scoring games against VCU.
Going after that time, Oshunyi and Hassan Ward for VCU.
You know the interesting thing, Mike, as good as VCU is defensively, and they're absolutely one of the best in the country, offensively, they have not taken great care of the basketball. They turn over about 20% of their possessions. They've got to be a little stronger with the ball, a little tougher with the ball.
Yes. Oshunyi was called for the foul. Coach, I was looking this up earlier as Roger Ayers is talking to the players now to keep order here early in this one. St. Bonaventure sixth best in the nation with fewest fouls. How much does that say about that starting five and that group that plays so much? Oshuni averages under 2 fouls a game for a big guy. That's huge.
Hubie Brown used to say fouling negates hustle. You know, what St. Bonaventure is trying to do defensively is keep the game in front, take away splits, force a contested shot. They do a great job with it.
That's a blocking foul as Curry is going to head to the line here for VCU. And that's on Jaron Holmes, who picks up his first. Big key here tonight, Seth. I know you know about this here, the VCU defense versus the St. Bonaventure offense. Those are the averages there on the left defensively for VCU and on the right for the Bonnies offensively.
And that's point per possession. And when you think about St. Bonaventure, they have great ball movement. They get the ball reversed. They get a lot of step-in threes, spot-up threes. VCU does a great job of running people off those spot-ups. Transition defense. VCU does a great job of getting back, setting the defense. St. Bonaventure, when they run, extremely efficient. You're going to see Kyle Lofton in a ton of ball screens. VCU, they're going to try to blow up those ball screens, trap those ball screens. They're also going to try to tag the roller. St. Bonaventure, great job of hitting that roller and then off screens. VCU will do a great job of extending screens and getting hands on all jump shooters. So it's the execution of St. Bonaventure against VCU's active and alert defense.
Welch misses a three. Oshun gets the rebound, and now it's Lofton who pulls up and hits.
Really nice job in rhythm, Lofton hitting a spot and jumping up and knocking down that jumper.
Seth, when you saw those numbers there that you explained, what's in relative terms there? Like anything over 1, you should say, per possession, pretty darn good? Or what about defensively?
Defensively, VCU's in the top 90 percentile on every one of those categories.
Gotcha.
St. Bonaventure, on the other hand, they're basically between good and excellent offensively in every one of those categories.
Rebound by Welch. 7-5. Bonnies lead by a deuce here. Just over 4 minutes gone by. First half from Olean, New York. At O'Reilly Center. In our 7th straight year of the Atlantic 10 Friday Night Showcase. Excited to have you with us tonight. Oshuni misses the jumper. Rebound by Ward. Rejection out of bounds, baseline. Lofton thinks it's Bonnie's ball, and they are going to change the call. It'll be St. Bonaventure possession when we come back.
Also have havoc in the half court. Any type of ball screen that Kyle Lofton's going to be in, you're going to see that ball screen blitzed with 2 players trapping Lofton, trying to get the ball out of his hands with 2 interceptors rotating up in the passing lanes.
Here's Lofton. And the pass is taken away. There you go. Here's Williams now for VCU. Exactly what Coach Schmidt doesn't want to see, right, Coach? Wide ball turnovers into points.
And the pressure is on Lofton to make decisions, use a back dribble, and then for offensive players to create opportunities in passing lanes to come up. But that is a perfect example of what Mike Rhodes wants to do. Put pressure on the basketball, rotate to a double team, and then have those interceptors read the passer's eyes.
Jalen DeLoach is in for the first time tonight. Going to take it away by Attaway for the Bonnies, and he converts.
I really like DeLoach. You're talking about a 6'9" freshman that can protect the rim. Terrific footwork, terrific hands. He's going to be a very good player for VCU.
Number 4 for the Rams over the top of the screen there, setting the screen for Jaden Nunn. Talking about outstanding freshman, right? 23, he's averaging almost 10 points a game. Here's Curry for 3, and that's way off.
St. Bonaventure, they can be active defensively, and Attaway, a very physical defender, uses his quickness against bigger players. Good job of coming and getting himself under control and finishing with his chin on the rim.
Coach, I was at a shoot-around years ago at St. Bonaventure with Jalen Attaway there, 33, who was sitting out as he transferred from Miami, Ohio. And he was a real leader back then, right? He wasn't even playing. I remember him talking to guys, giving advice, really acting like he was a captain on that team. And now, of course, he's one of the 5 captains for VCU.
And 5 captains. And the maturity of this St. Bonaventure team, and togetherness, and how much they trust each other and believe in each other, it really is a testament to Mark Schmidt, the type of guys he's bringing into his program, and the belief they have in each other and the program.
Welch for three, not there. Rebound Williams. Yep, it's an all-senior starting five for St. Bonaventure as Baldwin gets it underneath. A little bit of tie-up there. Ball just gets knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Rams. As we'll remind you, coming up tomorrow, we got an outstanding ACC men's hoop matchup for you on ABC and the ESPN app. Number 8 Duke hosting NC State at Cameron Indoor. Blue Devils have won 3 of the last 4 against the Wolfpack. Coach?
Yeah, A.J. Griffin was absolutely terrific against Wake Forest the other day for Duke. First game he started at 22 points. Great compliment to Paolo Banchero.
9-7 Bonnie's with a lead. Yeah, Attaway's got 7 of the 9 points so far for St. Bonaventure in this first half. Here's Lofton for 3. Yes.
That was just a quick little Iverson cut over the top. Lofton, Ace Baldwin chased it a little bit. Baldwin got a little bit of an angle, put the ball down once, feet underneath him. He's going to knock down that jumper.
Lofton got hurt back in the Coppin State game for St. Bonaventure a while back. In his 3 games, team went 2-1 without him. It was a high ankle sprain, and now VCU coming back with the jumper here. Curry, 3-point game. That's a push-off, and it's going to be Attaway's first personal tonight for the Bonnies.
Yeah, Attaway's more of a small forward playing the 4, but trying to attack that matchup. Real good job defensively. Sitting in the stance right there. Great job right there. Sitting in the stance. Williams sitting in the stance, keeping it in front, moving his feet. Really terrific job. That's a veteran scouting report charge.
Bonnie fans do not agree.
Are you the mayor? Are you the mayor up there? I hear you're a mayor up there. You have a sandwich named after you. Do you have like an NIL deal up there?
No, you know what? I should be working on that, though. I tell you what, I really like going up there. I really do. It's a close-knit community, you know, for people that don't understand. I mean, these fans, I mean, they live and breathe St. Bonaventure basketball. They love it. They come out, they support this team and the community. Someone asked me earlier today at a radio interview why they thought that Coach Schmidt was still there, as that's a traveling violation on Adams. And so, you know, he's had other opportunities. You know, why do you think he hasn't left to go to a bigger school? I said, you know why? Because he loves it there. He does an amazing job. They take care of him. He brings in players, Seth, right, that stay for 4 years, that go to play professional basketball. I mean, he's got it going on right there right now.
He's got a great situation. They love basketball at St. Bonaventure. I mean, that is their sport. They have great passion and energy for it. They've got a terrific tradition. Right now, they are really guarding. They're doing a good job of actually disrupting the rhythm of VCU's offense. And a rare substitution. You got Koulibaly in there playing in the front court. You got Adams in there playing in the back court. Having 2 guys off the bench at the same time for St. Bonaventure, that's big news. Our guy Woj,
the other night,
he's all in on the Bonnies, by the way. I mean, Woj, you know, I kind of poked the bear a little bit today and sent a tweet about this game, and his only response was W.
We'll see if they get it. Oh, down the lane with an easy one is Levi Stockard for VCU.
The live ball turnovers absolutely kill you when you're playing VCU. You turn it over, make a live ball turnover, they're going to attack it, turn that into 2 points.
1-point lead for the Bonnies. We got a timeout.
Woj has a group text with the players on the St. Bonaventure team. So like after the Virginia Tech game when they struggled a little bit, Woj kind of sent him a pick-me-up. I mean, those guys, like, he's part of the team. His ownership in St. Bonaventure and everything it stands for is absolutely incredible.
How about back in the day for him? Now, look at this. What is that, late 80s? Has to be early 90s there. The rotary dial phone. I love it.
Woj looking good. A lot better dressed right now. I mean, what a great job he does for us, too. I mean,
yes.
No one is more wired into everything in the NBA than Woj.
Unbelievable job on top of it. Night and day. Here's a basket for Koulibaly on the feed from Welch.
Really, Really nice job. Dribble penetration, force to help, dump it off. And when they get stuff off of Adams and Koulibaly, that is absolutely huge.
3 ball in the way. Curry, that's not there. Rebound by Adams. Floating runner by Holmes.
Holmes is interesting because he's a guy that can really shoot and stretch the defense. He gets to the free throw line about 5 times a game. And he's their one slasher. If you think about Lofton, he kind of orchestrates what they're trying to do. Holmes is a guy that can get downhill and get to the rim. That's a really good finish.
First basket for him tonight.
Really good job there by Holmes. Little dribble penetration, and Welsh gets in the lane, eyes on the rim, draws the defender, and dumps that thing off. And then Holmes, a little change of direction. Nice job with the floater right there. And Holmes has a feel for how to score. He can score in a lot of different ways. He can score off the bounce. He has a runner. He can shoot the 3.
Well, here's a 3, and that's good by Marcus Tsohonis. The junior transfer out of Washington. He had 10 points, 5 boards in the last game, and that blowout win for VCU over George Washington. And he makes it a 2-point game here.
Yeah, in the last 6 games, he's been absolutely on fire. 13 for 23 from the 3-point line. About 9.2 points a game. He's been really good. And he's what I call a ball guard. He can knock down a jumper. He can orchestrate your offense. He can get the lane. He's got a really good feel. Here's a guy that scored 29 points last year against Washington State when he was a guard at University of Washington.
Foul here on the Bonnies. Well, we've already seen the substitutions for St. Bonaventure and Adams and Koulibaly. They played a little bit and have already scored. This is what the minutes looked like in the last game for them against LaSalle, Coach.
And this is who they are. That was kind of a must game coming off of being in quarantine and the virus. So I think that coach stuck with his guys. They built a little bit of a hole early in the game. They had to fight their way back. So who are you going to fight with? You're going to fight with guys that brought you there. And this group here, they understand. They were ready to go, and they grinded a really nice road win out in that game.
There's a foul on VCU's Ward on the other end, which is why Oshuni is able to convert on the offensive end for St. Bonaventure.
That is really good execution offensively, getting the ball versus good ducking by Oshuni, and terrific entry pass from the top.
First basket for Oshuni today as Adaway gives it back up to him. 5 different players have scored so far here for the Bonnies.
Notice the spacing right there for St. Bonaventure. Why do you want to have good spacing? Because as aggressive as VCU's defense is, if they get a trap, those rotations out of those traps are long, which gives you a chance to go good, better, best. Get the ball reversed and get a better shot.
Kern on the drive. And VCU swings it back up top for Ward. Shot clock inside 10. Nice fake from Nunn. And right back to him. Intercepted. Welch.
Nunn's got to read that. Where do you want to put that ball? You want to put that on the rim and throw that lob. You can't throw that bounce pass there. It's a pocket pass. There's just not enough room. Give it to the big where they can't get it.
How about that drive from Holmes, Coach? A burst of speed to the rack to make it a 6-point lead.
And that's who Holmes is. His ability, his physicality, his ability to get downhill, get to the rim. That's what his role is for this basketball team. Just like Adaway, he's kind of a hybrid forward. Just like Welsh is going to knock down threes. Just like Lofton's going to orchestrate their offense. This team, the pieces just fit.
Push off, offensive foul. It's on Nunn. That's a second. Timeout here. 7:39 to go. First half. Bonnies by 6. What have you seen so far, Coach? What have you liked here with this?
VCU's got to take better care of the basketball. I mean, they got 7 turnovers so far in this game in the first 13 minutes. They've gone 2.5 minutes or 2:45 without scoring a basket. They've got to be stronger with the ball. They've got to be able to execute a little bit better. And more importantly, they've got to find a way to get some live ball turnovers so they can play ahead of the defense.
St. Bonaventure scored 9 points off of those 7 turnovers. Oshuni on the miss. It's tipped out to the top. Adaway's got it on the deck. Is he calling for timeout? No, it's a jump ball.
Shot clock, though.
Yeah, you had Rhodes over there. You're right. Tap at the top and said, how about the shot clock violation? So they called the jump ball right before it, and the bodies get bailed out on that one.
Attaway again, first to the floor, playing really hard. And this VCU team, they play in spurts. So it's not one possession, that pressure. It's a cumulative effect over the course of the game. But they've got to get better in the half court. If they don't get better in the half court, it really won't be an issue. But they do a good job. They play with great spacing, which opens up the floor, but they've got to find a way to get the ball in the ring.
It goes down as a jump ball, so that's good news if you're St. Bonaventure, because now they'll get it on the next possession. Because, oh no, actually they did call it a shot clock violation. All right, so possession arrow does not change.
Look how spread the floor is for St. Bonaventure right here. 4 guys outside the three-point line. What does that open up? Bigger gaps to drive, and opens up for rolls for shooting.
Lofton for 3 as it gets tipped out to him, and he drains it.
I really like the pace that St. Bonaventure's playing with offensively. I like the spacing they're playing with. They're making VCU defend every inch of the floor, so all those recoveries, all those closeouts are long, and St. Bonaventure's taking advantage of that.
Check it, that's Welch on the 3, and it's 23-14 St. Bonaventure, and a foul is called here. You just talked about Tennessee and Kentucky coming up tomorrow. It's part of our college basketball triple header on ESPN and the app, and it starts with this game at 1 o'clock Eastern. Shibwe for Kentucky, as you said, averaging 15 rebounds a game to go along with 17 points. Coverage starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
And that Tennessee team is really dangerous. They got to have a wing scorer emerge, but Kenyon Chandler, their freshman point guard, does a great job of pushing in transition. He's got to start to make some shots. They need a wing scorer to emerge. Tennessee, a very good defensive team, though.
Six-point game now. After Baldwin knocks down a 3 for VCU, they needed that. The Bonnies were on a little bit of a run.
Sorry about that, Mike. Baldwin knocked down 4 threes in that GW game. And like we say, since he's been back, they've been a different team offensively, 6 percentage points higher in terms of the field goal percentage. But right now, they have not done a good job of executing offensively in the half court, and they've turned it over.
5:40 to go in this first half. Whistle to foul, and that is Lofton heading to the free throw line here. And you said it about Ace Baldwin, Coach. I mean, think about this, right? He tore his Achilles at the end of May last year. I mean, he made it back in like 6 months. That's unheard of.
Yeah, he's a Baltimore guard, man. You don't mess with Baltimore guards. Baltimore guards are as tough as any guards in the country. They've got a great feel. They have tremendous confidence. But he's playing against the New Jersey guard that's played a lot of basketball in Kyle Lofton and his ability to get to spots. But that middle drive was available because of the spacing St. Bonaventure's playing with. Lofton the last 3 games, really, he's just solid. He initiates offense. When they need him to, he scores. He makes good decisions. He's strong with the basketball, and he's a terrific on-ball defender.
Talked to Kyle earlier in the week, and he told us about Coach Schmidt giving him all the confidence in the world and the freedom right when he showed up on campus. I mean, he was a captain his freshman year. As a 3-pointer goes down by Baldwin, we've got a 5-point game. How about a 4-time captain for St. Bonaventure coach for Kyle Lofton?
Yeah, now that VCU can get to pressure, because when they're not scoring, they can't get into that pressure, so they can't speed up the St. Bonaventure offense. But now by getting pressure, now they can get up and into them and get St. Bonaventure reacting to them.
O'Shea on the feed finds Holmes, and he's fouled. Good looking cut there, a nice pass from O'Shea.
What a great job you're using O'Shea as a release. And notice again spacing. The forwards are outside the 3-point line. What does that open up? It opens up the floor for that terrific cut by Holmes. And when you can use your bigs as a pressure release against pressure, that opens up the floor if you have spacing. But the only way you have spacing is you have shot making. Like everyone says, well, you know, we got to play guys outside the 3-point line. That's great. If those guys can't make shots, that defense isn't chasing you outside the 3-point line. But because St. Bonaventure has shot makers, you've got to chase them outside the 3-point line, which creates spacing And a terrific pass. Great execution by St. Bonaventure right there.
Second foul on Williams for VCU. Holmes at the line here trying to make it a 7-point lead for the Bonnies. And he's got 6 points.
Balance. When I think St. Bonaventure, I think of balance. They're balanced offensively and defensively. They own the tempo of the game offensively and defensively. That is unacceptable. You can't give up a straight line drive. Whether you're the on-ball defender or the weak side defender, your defense has got to be much more alert and off the help.
That's Baldwin again. He's got 5 points. Holmes kicks it back out, and the jumper is good.
Benefit of dribble penetration. I thought Holmes was a little bit out of control. He got bailed out. Did a good job of someone coming behind the play.
Attaway's got 7 points now for the Bonnies after that jumper. Make it 9. He leads the team so far in this first half as they lead by 7. Here's a 3 ball on the way. Banks. Oshun grabs the rebound for the Bonnies.
Bonnies doing a really nice job of keeping VCU off the offensive glass. As you watch this play develop, watch the spacing right here.
Yeah, it's 13-8, the rebounding advantage right now for St. Bonaventure. Oshun kicks it. Holmes for 3.
That was great execution. They knew they were going to blitz the ball screen. Short roll by Oshun. He reads the defense, makes the right pass. Really good offense. I would say the operation was a success with the patient eye, but great execution by St. Bonaventure.
Under 3.5 to play in the first half. Lofton's down, and the ball goes up, and here comes Williams, and on the kick finds Kern. He lost it. Williams gets it back, and he's fouled by Attaway. And it takes us to a timeout. VCU on a 7-game win streak here coming into this game. 10-4 in the season, 3-0 in the Atlantic 10. Down by 7 right now with 3:20 to play here from the Riley Center.
I didn't get my memo to wear the Hawaiian shirt today.
Yeah, right? I know. There's always something going on there.
It's sunny and balmy up there. I know that. You think all those people are pulling for the Patriots or pulling for the Bills? What do you think?
I don't know. I know who Coach Schmidt's pulling for, though. He's pulling for the Patriots. He's a huge New England guy. You know that.
No doubt about it. Vince Williams, to me, he's a great blend player. He does everything that they need. All right, you need a guy to get a bucket, he can get a bucket. You need a guy to make a good decision offensively with the ball, he'll do that. He'll rebound the ball. He's a terrific defender. Here's level 2 right there. Looking to find a backtrack. Nice job of rotating out of the pressure. Notice the spacing of St. Bonaventure. Any ball screen comes, notice they're going to fill the middle of the floor, all right, to try to have a short roll. There's the middle of the floor covered. Great change of direction.
Lofton, who goes right in, and back the other way is Williams for VCU.
And that is a perfect example of VCU staying with the play, not quitting on the play, but more a second effort. Multiple efforts. That's what VCU defense is all about.
Williams kicks it back out. It's Baldwin for 3. And it's over the top of the backboard. And it's still a 5-point lead for St. Bonaventure. You're going to flip for this, everyone, for the first time ever. Regular season NCAA gymnastics meet on ABC. And we've got perennial powers Alabama and Florida that's squaring off on Sunday afternoon in front of a packed house in Gainesville. Starts at 3 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
A lot of money in NIL made in gymnastics. We talk about all these football and basketball players making money in NIL. Those gymnasts are doing really well in NIL.
Yeah, it's not just, like you said, football and basketball. That's a good point. Oshun inside, couldn't get it to go, and now here comes VCU, down by 5 points. On the run, it's Tsohonis, and there's a whistle and a foul.
These two coaches are so good. This is like a chess match, because what's happening is the more aggressive VCU gets, the more important it is for St. Bonaventure to have spacing. And Mark Schmidt talked to us yesterday, and I thought it was really interesting, Mike. He talked about it. His job is to make sure he covers all the bases. He doesn't want to ever put his players in position to be at a disadvantage. So whatever situation is thrown at them, whether it's an offensive set or what a team's doing defensively, he wants to make sure that his team is prepared. The same thing with Mike Rhodes. Mike Rhodes is a master communicator. a master motivator, a terrific tactician, a guy that his players absolutely love to play for him.
Well, they both have kind of the same attitude and perspective and what they tell their recruits coming in. You know, you're going to be something bigger than yourself, whether you go to VCU or St. Bonaventure, and that's been proven out. Easy opportunity, and it's a dunk by Deloach, and Oshun is hurt here for St. Bonaventure. One-point game for the Bonnies, but now the attention turns to Oshuniyi, who got banged up after the last play. Let's see if we can see it here. Did he get hit, Coach, or did he just go down awkwardly?
I don't want to speculate. It looks like a hip pointer to me, but I don't want to speculate. He gets hit right on his...
Okay.
Let's just hope he can get up and he's going to be fine. I mean, and listen to the lack of noise in that crowd. I mean, These guys are part of this family. And you talk about the two coaches. They create this great family environment. And St. Bonaventure, the university, the community, and these players are one family. And when you talk to the guys about why they stay, did they have opportunities to leave? They all say the same thing. It's the family environment and how the community puts their arms around them. And we saw that in that Charleston championship. Basically, St. Bonaventure took over Charleston when they went to that Charleston Classic this past December.
They did. They won the tournament. You'd said it, though, and as Oshuniyi is going to head back to the locker room here to get, well, at least behind the stands to get checked out with 1:55 to play before the half. Let's hope he's okay. And we talked to him yesterday. He told us, right, Coach, that all 5 of the starters, right, this senior 5 for them, they all feel like they've been kind of overlooked, prior to their college careers, and now they've come here and look what they've done. So they're in it together.
They all have a chip, and again, Kyle Lofton recruited Oshun, and you've got a great story on that. Obviously, in prep school, Oshun was being recruited by Syracuse and high majors, and Kyle Lofton went and said, "Hey, this is my teammate. We can keep this thing going," and they went together to St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, they both went to prep school at Putnam Science Academy. You're absolutely right. Playing together now as teammates. They live together. We talked to them both yesterday via Zoom. What did he say that Kyle was, or Oshun, he was able to cook? He cooks breakfast a lot for the guys. Is that what it was?
Well, when guys tell me they can cook, the first question is, what can you cook? All right, I was a bachelor for 30 years. I could cook. I could make scrambled eggs. Really good at scrambled eggs. That was my definition of cooking.
Yeah, I couldn't even really do that, actually, in college. I could ask a couple of my friends about that.
I can make reservations.
I'm better now, though. Under a minute to go in the first half. Whistle before the shot, and St. Bonaventure's on a drought here as they go and continue to attend to Oshuniyi. He tries to shake off what happened for him underneath the basket. Kind of landed awkwardly, and I think, like you said, got hit slightly as well.
Yeah, you really feel for this kid is so invested in his teammates and this team and this shared experience. And, he saw Kyle Lofton go out early in the season with an ankle injury, and that's really hard. This group, if it wasn't for COVID, this group would have had a legitimate chance to be the all-time winningest group in the history of St. Bonaventure basketball. They got 62 wins together. The all-time winningest team had Adams in that group. They had 82, and this group might still get to that number. We'd have to make a deep run, though.
Yeah, not a bad group, though, nonetheless, for sure. Lofton, 8 points in this first half. 9 for Adelaide. Top scorers for St. Bonaventure. Here's Tsohonis. Let's see what they got here.
It's 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Going to check the shot clock here. Apparently, perhaps a timing issue right now with 39.8 seconds to go. Yeah, they're going to reset it. It's going to be reset to 12 seconds. At least for the moment.
With Oshun out of the game, the most important thing right now for St. Bonaventure, keep the game in front, contest a shot, and then 5 guys have got to come back and rebound the basketball. 5 guys. You can't read right now. You don't have the big fellow to rely on. All 5 guys need to cut their guy out, put a body on him, and then they got to come back and rebound the ball. Really big possession right here. St. Bonaventure's got the game where they want it. They got the tempo they want. They did a pretty good job overall of handling the pressure. They did a good job because they're packed in defensively, because they're not giving splits. They did a good job of creating turnovers because they're eliminating those driving lanes. The most important thing, they got to get a stop. And for VCU right now, with 12 seconds to go, you're going to see some type of ball screen with Ace Baldwin with the ball in his hands. Special situations.
Well, the question is going to be how's Oshun doing, and will he be able to come back in the second half? We'll have to wait and see. Now he's back on the bench.
And now he's back into the game.
Look at that. Insert your best Marv Albert line here, right? Here comes
Willis.
Oshun. As he's back into the game. And on the run of the bodies, score it for Quadri Adams.
Quadri Adams is getting really good minutes defensively. Terrific play of getting your hand in the pass lane, creating that turnover. That was a huge defensive play for St. Bonaventure.
Crowd energized here with the return of Oshun and a 4-point lead for the Bonnies with 10 seconds to play in the half. Runner by Baldwin not there. Lofton up ahead of the pack for Adams. With 2 seconds left.
That's really poor clock management right there by Ace Baldwin. You had the ball. You wanted to get the last shot of the half. He went too soon. He should have back dribbled, centered the ball, and then made a play. Terrific first half for St. Bonaventure. They created offense out of their defense. They spread out that VCU defense in the half court, and great leadership from Kyle Lofton.
5 straight points to close the half. And the Bonnies take a 6-point lead into the locker room.
We talked about a matchup to watch. And the matchup to watch is real simple. Points off turnovers. St. Bonaventure, 12 points off turnovers. That's a difference. VCU only 7. That's a win for St. Bonaventure. And then Kyle Lofton has been absolutely terrific. Now, Ace Baldwin, he got sped up a little bit. He didn't read time and score at the end of the quarter. He will play better. He's a Baltimore guard. Baltimore guards respond. But in terms of the tempo, the pace of the game right now, it is in St. Bonaventure's favor.
Well, and how about some of the bench scoring as well, too? I mean, I know that was a point, from the last game. Everyone's like, hey, I don't get it. You played all your 5 starters, almost the entire game in overtime for St. Bonaventure. They've got pretty good minutes here from Koulibaly and Adams. They've got 6 combined points for the Bonnies from that first half of action, Coach.
Yeah, and those guys came in, and you know what they did? They were solid. Made good decisions. I thought Adams was really active defensively. Koulibaly came up with a good play, got a score around the basket. But I like the way St. Bonaventure's playing. VCU got to be a little tougher. This is a tough-minded team, though, VCU. They understand a 40-minute game. They understand that, it's the cumulative effect of their pressure. But the pressure, you got to set up your pressure. You got to make some shots.
First of 2 meetings between these two. They'll play again on March 1st. It's a rematch of the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship game from last year as Holmes drains a 3 to get the second half started for the Bonnies, and they go up 9.
What a great execution right there. That's called scripting your first play out of the half. Great job bumping that screen back by Lofton. Good wide pin down. Holmes gets a wide open jumper. This is just really good offense coming out of the halftime. Oh, not sure we're going to have that. Here we go. Lofton bringing up the floor. Really great execution right here.
Coach, you were talking about that in the week leading up to this, about those diagram plays and those set pieces, right? And when you go into games, whether that's out of bounds, first play of the game, first play of the second half, right? Tell me about that.
It's special situations, side of the bounds, underneath out of bounds, first play of the half, first play of the game, free throw situations. And Mark Schmidt, and it's a philosophy, I really believe in. If you chart that, you're in a close game in league play, you in special situations, you're going to win the game. So they spend a ton of time on specials. That first play coming out at halftime, understanding who they wanted to get the ball to, how they wanted to get them the ball, and executing the set. Great job right there by Mark Schmidt, his staff, and his players.
Yeah, you said it earlier when we talked to Coach Schmidt about that. His line was that we can't be the reason why we lose, right? I mean, he goes over everything. He goes over everything.
And he's got a veteran
surprises.
The great thing about a veteran teams go one way or the other. They either buy in and really, really enjoy each and every moment, or they go south. This team obviously enjoys each other, buys into coach. The relationship he has with him is absolutely incredible. All right, and they believe in not only what they're doing, but how they're doing it. And I think that's the big thing. That's a testament to Mark and his staff, and the same thing on the other end. And that's why I say there's a lot of basketball to be played in this game, and it's really about connecting and having your guys play for you.
Another shot clock situation. They'll get it figured out here. And we're back to action. Tsohonis.
Hard to have dribble handoffs against VCU. They try to blow up all dribble handoffs.
Holmes gets it inside for Lofton, doesn't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Welch, no. Tsohonis, no. And finally rebounded by Williams.
They needed Williams to get going a little bit.
And he struggled a little bit so far early. He picked it up, and he's got 7 points for VCU. But you mean get him involved in the offense?
Yeah, he like bust out. And you know one thing, it's hard to get in a rhythm offensively when you're used to playing in flow and St. Bonaventure's owning the tempo of the game. So if you're used to playing freed up and flow, off turnovers, in open floor, long shots, long rebounds, you're getting out. The game is easy. But when it becomes a possession game and you're a team that's used to playing in transition, it's harder because you're not getting as many shots. You're not getting them in the rhythm of your offense. And that's what, when we talk about own the tempo and the rhythm of the game, St. Bonaventure has done that, which has really impacted VCU's offensive execution in the half court.
Well, and you talk about Williams, he just picked up his 4th personal foul, and he's got to head to the bench. But we had mentioned this at the start of the broadcast. He impacts all areas of the game. I mean, his stat line here with 7 points tonight, he's got 3 steals, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He does a little bit of everything, but now he's going to go to the bench. And we've played just 2 minutes of this second half, so we'll have to see when he does return. But that's a blow right now to Coach Rhodes and his VCU team here. But they are very deep. Deloach is back in.
See, look how many defenders in those gray shirts are right there. They're toes to the three-point line. They're shrinking the court. There's help everywhere. That's a perfect example, right? That possession of the difference in the philosophies. Come down this end, people are going to be challenging passes, challenging shots, trying to speed the offense up, take you out of rhythm. The other end, watch how St. Bonaventure packs the lane. You're going to see 4 and 5 shirts in the lane.
That floater right there by Baldwin stops a 10-0 St. Bonaventure run dating back to the end of the first half. Oh, what a feed inside Attaway. He's got it.
And that's just unacceptable. And that possession offensively for VCU was what they need. They got it in the flow of the offense. They got it early in the offense, but they got to get back, get matched up, and get a stop. I'm looking for Ace Baldwin to be a little bit more assertive this half.
Now you call it, he's got it, gets it down to Nunn. Slices through the lane. Couldn't finish. Nunn now 0 for 4 from the field. Oshun feeds the cutter. It's Holmes on the fadeaway. It's not looking too bad out there right now, Coach, after that injury there at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you hate to speculate. Obviously, you might have tweaked this back a little bit. Playing none is going to be a really, he's just got to get a little bit stronger.
Nice defensive play. Lofton got it to the passing lane. Holmes is hit. Stays with St. Bonaventure.
The decision making for Ace Baldwin right now, not very good for him. I have him. You got to understand, there's a high level standard that Coach Rhodes expects of Ace Baldwin. He's one of the best players in this conference. One of the best point guards basically on the East Coast. I mean, this guy can flat play, fiercely competitive, can guard, can distribute, high basketball IQ, but he's not being strong enough or making good decisions right now.
How about the numbers with him and without him? Drastically different, to your point.
Absolutely incredible. He's a shot creator and also can score it. They play with a better pace, better flow with him on the floor.
Inside runner for Attaway.
And that's what we talk about. Short roll, get the ball to the middle of the floor, then the guy that short rolls, he becomes a point guard in the middle of the floor. Great execution by St. Bonaventure.
Timeout VCU. Attaway's got 15.
Playing ball screen situations. Every adjustment has a solution. You're going to trap that ball screen, then that screener short rolls to the middle of the floor, and then you're playing 4-on-3 behind the defense. Great decision by Shun, and a great finish by Attaway, playing and attacking that closeout. Terrific ball screen offense by Bonnies.
Yeah, and it's outstanding team basketball. 10 assists for St. Bonaventure of the 16 made baskets so far. There's Attaway's numbers in the first half and the second half. And it's the largest lead of the night. 13 points here for the Bonnies. Jumper short by Curry, and we're going to step aside again. Another quick timeout coming away here.
That has 3 championships against MTEs. This conference is deep, really well coached. Basketball is important in the Atlantic 10.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good, I'll tell you that. Davidson with that win over number 10 Alabama. Dayton over number 4 Kansas, as you talked about. And Davidson is in action coming up tonight. In just a little bit, they are at Richmond over on ESPNU. That's going to be a good game as well. Big game for the Spiders for sure at home. And Davidson, with 12 wins in a row right now, is tied for the nation's longest win streak with Auburn. So a lot of good stuff happening in the Atlantic 10 so far this season.
Extremely competitive, tough venues. Basketball is a priority in this conference. Schools don't have basketball teams, they have basketball programs. There's a short roll again.
Welch and the kick. Attaway.
That's just really, hey Mike, that's just great offense. Short roll, kick it out, ball screen, roll, and bring a guy behind for a wide open 3. That's what Coach Schmidt was talking about, Mike, about having a solution. Everything the defense does, Mike, they're going to have a solution offensively.
Well, and Curry converts the other end for VCU. Yeah, a good friend of mine from high school actually texted me. He said, you know, youth coaches should be using St. Bonaventure for examples of a great team defense and then moving without the ball on offense. You know, what do you think of that?
Well, I'm going to give you great team offense right here. There's a little ball screen. That's a roll. You come behind. That's called back action. Great job of coming behind the play by Attaway. Because he's a 4-man, that middle ball screen, that slot ball screen, his defender had to tag that roller. He comes behind. He has the ability to knock that down. But he's not a 4-man. He rebounds like a 4-man. He'll defend a 4-man. But what this dude can do, this dude is a floor gamer. He can make plays.
Foul into Loach. Attaway's having a night here. 20 points. Perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. 7 of 10 from the field. It's a 16-point lead for the Bonnies. VCU's on a 7-game win streak here coming into tonight. Undefeated at 3-0 in the conference.
They've got to win.
Bonnie's trying to stop that.
They've got to win at Dayton, Mike. How hard is it to win at Dayton?
Very hard. Turnover.
You know, we came into this game talking about VCU's defense. And there's so many different ways, and Mark Schmidt said this, there's so many different ways to win. All right, so what St. Bonaventure's doing is they're playing great defense, but they're doing it in the half court. They're doing it in more gaps, where VCU's built on extending their defense, trying to speed you up and get non-ball handlers to be ball handlers. So it's a lot of different ways to win the game of basketball.
Talked about ACC men's basketball tomorrow on ABC and the ESPN app, 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. NC State and number 8 Duke, Paolo Banchero and company. 13-2 with the Blue Devils. They've won 3 of the last 4 against the Wolfpack. That's tomorrow at 2 o'clock on ABC.
NC State has got one of the best sophomores in college basketball, Sebron. 6'7", best Euro step in college basketball, averaging just under a double-double. And Tricarian Smith, a freshman guard, is a really dynamic scorer. But this Duke team, Coach K's last trip through the ACC, every game is an event.
Bonnies are tacking it on here, 50-32. 13:40 to play in the contest. Stockard. Baldwin back to Stockard. On the spin, they're going to call a foul. O'Shea doing all that he can to contain himself from saying something after that one, I guess.
Really good offensive pocket pass. He came down with his hand. I don't know if he got all ball, but all he had to do is wall up there. What do I mean by wall up? Verticality, arm straight up, put your chest right on that inside shoulder of Stockard and make him score over you. Once you come down with that hand, you kind of bail the official out. And then, by the way, this officiating crew, this is a big-time Final Four level officiating crew working this game tonight.
It's an unbelievable crew. Some of the best. Roger Ayers, Jeffrey Clark, and Clarence Armstrong. Calling a great game tonight. Coach, what did you say about O'Shea's wingspan, right? 7'8".
He would have the 3rd longest wingspan in the NBA. Like, if that guy ran real fast and put his arms out, he might take off.
15-point game after the layup by Curry.
Notice that right now St. Bonaventure is not rushed at all. They're playing at their pace. They're strong with the ball. Everyone's outside that 3-point line except for O'Shea.
Attaway's felt it tonight. That was a tough one there. 2 for 4 from 3-point range now for him. Baldwin left free and partially blocked, and a foul and a rebound.
And when you have a wingspan like that, you're going to get your hands on some balls, and that's just the way it is. I mean, his ability to contest shots, 7'8" wingspan. Look where he blocked that shot from. You know, Mike, you think Lofton turned the ball over the first time against pressure. Watch his pace right now.
Well, nice drive there. Drawing contact and the foul.
Notice where he's keeping the ball. This is a great lesson for kids watching this game. I mean, he's keeping the ball in what I call the midpoints between the sideline and the center of the circle on both sides. You keep the ball in the middle third of the floor, you've got much better passing lanes. You get outside those midpoints, and that's where VCU can get more aggressive and use the sideline to create a turnover.
Baldwin called the foul. It's his 3rd for VCU. Lofton is 2nd in the nation in minutes played this season, coming into this game, averaging 38 minutes a game. His teammate, Jaron Holmes, number 5 out there, 38.4 minutes a game. We showed the graphic earlier about that starting 5. They rarely come out. And the stamina that they have, it's impressive. And a steal.
That's just a great defensive possession. It started with Asun's ability to stop the ball. This is
Holmes fouled by Mikel Brown-Jones. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, this is just textbook half-court defense right here. Osun strings it out, stops the basketball, sealed down by Lofton, shrinking the court. Now you're kicking it ahead. That's what a connected defense looks like. They're having some fun, aren't they?
They really are. I mean, and I think to your point about it earlier when I brought up that this team does not foul that much, St. Bonaventure, they've got just 9 total team fouls in this game. VCU has 17, but that's because they play smart defense, like you just alluded to on that last possession.
They don't get stretched out, Mike. So if you get stretched out defensively and you're having to recover long distances, that's where you pick up cheap fouls. But watch right here. Everyone's going to stay basically heels to the three-point line. They're not going out further than the three-point line. That's a foul, though.
Don't get too many.
Red Raiders, Mark Adams and his team, you think about it, think about the wins that they're getting. You think about how they're getting those wins. They dominate you on the defensive end. They won 3 games in the league this past week. They are physical, they're tough, they are relentless. Mark Adams and Texas Tech, they are on fire with an 8.
Yes, yes they are. That's all coming up tomorrow, our Saturday selections. We'll get you started with College Game Day at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN with Seth and Company, so don't miss that. And right now here tonight, it's our 7th consecutive season of the Atlantic 10 Friday Night Showcase. Rematch to the Atlantic 10 final last year. VCU at St. Bonaventure for the first of 2 regular season meetings. And right now the Bonnies trying to push it up to plus 20. Free ball off by Holmes. And VCU getting back for the 2 they are scoring it is Mikal Brown-Jones.
Easy runner right there. Long shot, long rebound. Good hit ahead. Yeah, talking about Texas Tech. They get a win against, if they beat undefeated Baylor on the road, that's when you know you're hot.
Foul away from the ball here.
Mike, you notice one thing about the St. Bonaventure team? They look like a senior team. They're physical, they're strong, they have a maturity about them, a toughness about them. I mean, they're guys that have been through it. They've been in the weight room. They've been through tough times. They've been on the road. You can see a poise about them in the way they carry themselves.
Well, I agree with you. And when you play together for that long and you're together on and off the court, when we talked to Shun and also Kyle Lofton about that, they've got a chemistry that's tough to top. I mean, this is a look at some of the senior production from this team. And there's not a lot of teams in the country that you could say, you know, return a group like this, a starting group, a senior-laden group. I mean, that's tough to find and to have in college basketball these days, isn't it?
St. Bonaventure and UCLA. UCLA returned their Final Four team. St. Bonaventure returned their Atlantic 10 championship team. And they've got 4 guys that can end up 1,000-point scorers. Think about that. One class, 4 1,000-point scorers. I'll tell you what, this VCU team, they're going to have a bunch of dudes because this team will stay together. They'll continue to get better. Terrific pass. And as this season goes along, you'll see this team continue to grow. They're coming off a 7-game win streak. They won at this is a very good VCU team. They played Baylor right to the wire. I talked to Danny Hurley the other day. He played those guys in Atlantis. He said, Coach, they were as hard to play and toughest team as we've played against, including our Big East competition.
And until Texas Tech beat them, that was like the closest anybody had come, really, against playing that Baylor team.
A lot of it comes because one thing about Coach Rhodes, he gets to the next play. He is a positive thinker, an encourager, but he does have a standard. He'll hold his team to that standard, but he's with them getting to the next play.
Tsohonis knocks down the jumper for VCU. And it's still half of this second half to go. And it's a 16-point game. Did VCU set up some of their pressure? They force a couple turnovers here. Here's Adelaide fouled, shooting the 3, and that's not what you want to do. And you talked about Coach Rhodes, and he spent time as an assistant under Shaka Smart. What did Shaka have to say about coaching with him back in the day when they made that run and they went to the Final Four? It's some pretty high praise. from what Shaka said this past week.
Totally believes in Coach Rhodes, and just the relationship they have, and what the impact that Coach Rhodes had on that Final Four run, and the dedication to his players and the staff and the program, and they are as close as any two coaches I've ever seen. I always joke around, you got to be connected at the hip with the people you work with. Coach Rhodes and Shaka Smart were connected at the hip. They saw the game the same way, but more importantly, they saw the relationship you have with your players the same way. That your job was not only to coach them on the court, but to coach them off the court, to help them get somewhere they couldn't get themselves, to build a bridge for their futures outside of basketball. And speaking of Shaka this week, when I asked him to do that, he couldn't stop talking about how important Coach Rhodes was to him and their VCU program.
Free ball in the way, counted for Vince Williams as he has returned into the lineup here for VCU. Remember, he had that 4 fouls early in the second half of the 17:55 mark, so they've been without his services for quite some time. He's got 10 points, and that leads the team in scoring. So that tells you something, that nobody else has really kind of picked it up since he's been out. It's a 16-point game here. Tsohonis!
How good was that, Mike? And how good the execution. You talk about a senior team, understanding spacing, ball reversal, execution. They attack the first time, they move the defense a second time. On the third time, they get a middle ball screen and a layup. Because they moved the ball and they moved people. The ball didn't get stuck.
It's outstanding teamwork. Jaden Nunn on the jumper. Rebound, Lofton. Lofton's got 5 assists. Finding his roommate, his teammate.
Such good pace. Right now, St. Bonaventure is playing exactly at the pace they want.
Yeah, both ends of the floor. I mean, Lofton actually has 5 steals as well, too. That's a career high for him. So he's got 5 steals, 5 assists, 10 points. And now his shot is blocked in the corner by Nunn.
This is really just good basketball right here. That's the middle ball screen. Nice job of rolling. Because you have the other 3 players outside the 3-point line, no one's there to tag the roller. It's 2 players, 2 guys, let's face it, Kyle Lofton recruited. Oh, shoot. That was a great recruitment.
It's an outstanding recruitment. Now Oshun gets a shot blocked by Deloach. That's got to be tough to do as Williams has it the other way. Still an 18-point game. Williams caught in traffic up top for 3. That's off by Tsohonis, and a foul on the rebound. You know, the other word that comes to mind, too, is unselfish, right? For this Bonaventure team, coach. I mean, Oshuni's got 4 points, right? Welch has got 3. I mean, you don't see them trying to force it or hunt for their shot or anything like that. They know when their other teammates are playing well. They just got to do their part. You know, that's the reason why they're up 18 points.
Know who you are and how you win. Be efficient offensively, defensively. Play to your strengths. I think the one thing about this VCU team is they play to their strengths. The St. Bonaventure team is they play to their strengths. They do what they do well. They don't show people what they don't do well. And also, you got to give Coach Mark Schmidt a lot of credit, because if you look at the games that these guys played and the success that they've had in these VCU games, right? The guys that have really played well in these games, Attaway's been very good against VCU. That matchup, because of his skill level, because he has a floor game, he's become a really big part of their offense against VCU.
It's a tough matchup tonight. 8 steals for St. Bonaventure. 12 assists on 18 made baskets. Rebounding advantage, that's been big. 30-20 in favor of the Bonnies. Holmes a solid night. Attaway's got 23, Lofton's got 10. VCU averages 63.4 points a game. They're coming off back-to-back 80-plus point games, 85 and 84, so that's been huge here tonight. As a 3-pointer goes up and in by Tsohonis, and it's now a 16-point game.
Yeah. But with Ace Baldwin on the floor, since he's been back there averaging 71 points a game, shooting 46 from the field. So they're a different team with Ace on the floor. There's no doubt about it.
See if they can get a couple of stops here, back to back, and close this gap a little bit. Tsohonis. Shot clock at 5. Shu got hit again. It seems like he's back on the other end, and another 3 goes up by Tsohonis. It's no good. Holmes rips it away. And man, this guy's been taking a couple hits tonight.
That was a grown man rebound by Holmes right there in traffic.
Largest lead of the game has been 19 by St. Bonaventure. It's at 16 right now. Look out, floater, alley-oop. Foul is called. Foul on VCU's Jalen Deloach, and O'Shoon's got to stop spending as much time on the floor tonight as he has been standing up, and he got hit again.
He's engaged in the play. And a great job of St. Bonaventure. They went right back to the same play that they started the second half of, and got pretty much the same result on that middle ball screen.
Maybe you give him a little bit of a breather, right, Coach? I mean, hey, why don't you take a seat for a couple of minutes? And
it's easy to do, except if you're playing VCU, because VCU, if they can get some buckets and get the ball to start going, they can get into pressure and boom, boom, boom. They can get 6-8 points in a heartbeat.
I mean, it sounds like it would be a key in any game versus any team, what I'm about to say, but it's even more true against VCU, coaches, that you have to get off to a good start, right? You got to play from ahead. You got to play on the offensive, right? Try to come back from against the VCU team, not an easy task.
Yeah, now there'll be a lot of possessions in the game because of the way they play, but the big thing is it's a confidence thing, Mike. I mean, you think about it, so early in the game, Lofton turned the ball over that first possession. If those next 2 possessions he wasn't strong with the ball, say he wasn't a senior, say he hadn't seen this pressure before, you make that turnover the first play of the game, all of a sudden you get passive. You're on your heels, right. You're reacting. But because he had experience, because he had seen it before, right, he had no problem getting to the next play. A young player might not be able to do that.
That's a good point. O'Shoon deflects this one. And the Jaden Nunn offering it to the Riley Center fans.
That was a good set right there. I'm not sure. He was like an outside hitter. I'm not sure if it stayed in. Right here, this is a set.
We got volleyball coming up and all here. Any volleyball promos? Look at that.
He could have caught that one.
He's an unbelievable volleyball player, I'm sure, as well. Tsohonis on a 3.
They're cutting into this thing right now a little bit.
They are, yes.
It's a really good play right there by Holmes. Just a little shot fake to open up a lane.
And you got to play the way that got you to this point, right? I mean, but that's St. Bonaventure. They will take their time and they'll find the best looks. And they're not just trying to run clock here. Step back, Lofton doesn't have the look. Tsohonis is fouled again by Deloach.
That's not a bad foul in a way, but Tsohonis is a 50% free throw shooter. So obviously a double bonus, but they're having a hard time getting stops.
Shun told us yesterday, Coach, you might want to get into some sports broadcasting when his basketball career is done, whenever that is.
He said he wanted your job, not mine.
No. Or players or analysts. You said he'd be fine, though, by that point, right? Yeah. Jam-packed January calendar rolls on Sunday. But look at all the other stuff. In addition to basketball, the Spanish Super Cup final. Start of the Australian Open. We've got the first ever Monday night wild card playoff game. Cardinals and Rams. And then UFC 270. It's a jam-packed January on all of our ESPN networks, so don't miss it.
Kyler Murray or Stafford? Who you got?
I think the Cardinals could potentially pull off an upset here.
Wait, you had no conviction. You had no conviction. You think, kind of, sort of, the Cardinals. Cardinals could maybe pull off an upset. I just asked you, who do you think's going to win? Not kind of, sort of.
I'm saying
who
the
do you
Cardinals.
think's going to win?
Cardinals.
All right, I like that. A little conviction in your voice.
You're right. I'm getting coached up here. I got to get coached up.
I'm actually rooting for the Cardinals for one reason, because I'm so tired of listening to Dan Orlovsky tell me how good Matthew Stafford is and protecting him every week because it's his boy, that I want to see Kyler Murray, who's actually a lot of fun to watch because he can throw it and run it. It would be too entertaining Monday morning on Get Up if Stafford gets beat.
Well, and talk about a person having some conviction, right? That's Orlovsky. He'll come out with his statements, I'll tell you that. He does a great job. Long three on the way. It's not there. That
film's easy after the fact. I'll tell you, I could create a lot of tricky plays on a grease board.
15-point game here with 4:43 remaining. And you got to get something here, right? Yes, it is. It's a big possession.
It's a big possession right here.
Going to get it to 13, down to 12 with a 3. Let's see. Deloach, one-on-one against Oshuniyi. Tough shot. Bonnies have it. That was Welch.
Freshman trying to score over the top of a senior who's doing a good job playing vertical, walling up. And I think Deloach is going to be a really, really good basketball player. I like his skill set. I like his feel. He's got good footwork. He's just not strong enough or mature enough yet. Short roll.
A little long there from Oshun. Rebound Williams. 10 points still the... Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, Tsohonis actually has 14 points for the team high. Williams has 10 here tonight. Here's a 3-ball that's off. And you can just kind of feel it right now, Coach. The Bonnies have forced them out. VCU's got to put up long jumpers here trying to get back in it. And I think the crowd senses it a little bit here, too.
This is a great rivalry. This is a great Atlantic 10 rivalry. Really is. Two well-coached teams, two great fan bases. I mean, like, whoa, that's a high percentage shot. Think about the Siegel Center and the success VCU has had at the Siegel Center. Think about the number of consecutive sellouts they've had at the Siegel Center. Think of the Riley Center and the passion and the ownership where people come to see these guys play. Two programs that really love their
on the men's side, followed up by the LaSalle Explorers and the St. Joe's Hawks on the men's side as well, and nationally televised games coming up on Monday in the Atlantic 10 triple header to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. as well. And it's great to see what the A10 has been doing as well for all this. And the Commission on Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion formed in 2020 from this conference and beyond. Outstanding job. That's coming up Martin Luther King Day this Monday.
When you think about tough road trips in the A10, this is probably one of the toughest road trips in the A10. Not for you, because it's your favorite road trip.
It is.
But, you know, when you think about not the easiest place to get to, and if you're not really locked in, you're playing against a high-level team, an experienced team, a mature team. Just a tough place to win.
Well, and it's a pretty impressive record for St. Bonaventure at home. 41-10 since the start of the 2015-16 season here at the Riley Center. And more than likely here in 2 minutes and 10 seconds will go to 42-10. And with this crowd support and the way they defend home court, not an easy place to play, as you said. We'll play again on March 1st at VCU.
And we're going to see him again next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Next
yes,
Friday.
we will. That's Holmes on the run.
Yeah, against Keith Dombrat and Duquesne at Duquesne in their new facility.
Yeah, here's a look at what they do have coming up. And as you called it, first they'll be at Dayton on Tuesday night, so don't put it past the Flyers in that game. Talking about tough places to play. And then we'll see you again next Friday night for our second week of the Atlantic 10 Friday Night Showcase.
I really like that Dayton team. They're going to continue to get better. I mean, they got 2 freshmen. They're playing big-time minutes for them. They will continue to get better. Their guard play is developing. Obviously, Malachi Smith is going to be a dynamic player. They've got rim protection. Seal. Remember last year he came in the middle of the season. He's continued to get better. I really like that Dayton team.
And you know VCU is going to rebound. They've won 7 in a row. That streak's going to come to an end here tonight. They'll go to 3-1. Bonnie's go to 2-0 in the conference. Davidson with a lead right now in the first half at Richmond. In a big game there. How about
Kyle Neptune? How about the job Kyle Neptune's doing so far at Florida?
Right. For sure. Yeah, there's a couple surprises here early on. That's, you know, the Spiders, that's a big game for them tonight against Davidson. We'll have to see how that one turns out. Remember, this game was a 29-28 game late in the first half, and the Bonnies really just took over. And away! It's a new career high for him with 25.
Great thing about Mike Rhodes now, he'll take this, he'll learn from it, he'll coach his guys up, and they'll move on. They'll get to the next play. That's how he coaches. That's how the relationship he has with his players. This will be a learning experience, and you just got to move on. You got to get to the next play. League play, man, you got to get to the next play.
Yeah. Thanks for our crew tonight. Excellent job, Todd Jones, Eric Swearingen, Harold Simmons, Alex Picard, among many, many others, producing this one for us at the Riley Center in St. Bonaventure as the Bonnies are going to win this one convincingly over VCU. Give the Rams their first conference loss of the season. They're going to drop to 10-5, 3-1. Bonnies improved to 10-3 and 2-0 in the Atlantic 10. Seth, great work with you as always.
That was
see
the last
you on game day.
These guys will see each other again, maybe twice.
And that's all for us here tonight.